Hey guys, it's John from our Hodgepodge Homestead and Heather. How about that? You don't see her very often. Today we just want to come to you and let you know where we're at with our springtime coming up here in Michigan, and where we're at with our planting and our seeds and our garden plans, and just some different things that we want to do outside with the garden and the greenhouse and all that kind of stuff. So I guess we can start off by letting you know that so far we've got onions planted, we've got peppers planted, and we've got tomatoes planted.
Yep.
And we kind of copied some of you in YouTube land and homesteading community, and we've got some organization going on here. So this is really cool. I mean, we really enjoy doing this. We did this yesterday, and it's pretty cool. It's going to save us a lot of time on figuring out where all our plants, or where all our seeds are. So we did that. I've built a rolling cart. You can see our indoor greenhouses are back there. We only have one of them with stuff in it right now. The main reason I built a cart is just ease of moving it. I mean, I don't have to pick stuff up. I can just move the whole thing.
And not only that, but previously we had it on our wood floors, and the moisture in that caused issues underneath the greenhouse. So we wanted it up off the floor to protect the hardwood floors here at home as well. So
let's take you over and show you what we've got started so far. I would bring it over here, but it's all plugged in. I don't want to mess with all the plugs and everything. So come on over here. Okay, so let me unzip it here. This is, I think, our third attempt at doing seeds with these. But, oh, we got one that's, oh, that's just the seed, but yeah, they're growing up pretty good. These are onions, and we just kind of broadcast spread these on there. This is actually the lid, because I don't know what I did with the bottom parts, but we have since bought, I think we've bought 6 since we started. But yeah, these are doing really good. I'm hoping I get some more germination. We've still got heat on them because they've not all germinated yet. So they've not all germinated yet, so we still have heat on them. But as soon as we get some more germination, we're going to turn the heat off, and we'll just have the grow lights. And I'm hoping that, oh, we got some more coming up here. So I'm hoping we get this completely filled, and I'm thinking that should happen. But they're doing what they're supposed to do, so we'll see. And then down here, these are just on heat lamps right now. And we learned
they're on the heat,
or on heat mats. I'm sorry. Was it My Gardener? Did the cardboard thing?
Yes. Yep.
My Gardener up here, Luke, here in Michigan, he described that if you have the heat mat, there's not a thermostat on them. They're just hot or warm or whatever they are. There's no control on them. So he uses cardboard, and the cardboard's corrugated.
Evenly
distributes the heat a little better than just the rows that are in the heater. So here, I believe this is our peppers, I think. No, this is tomatoes up here, which we just did these yesterday, so there's no germination or anything yet.
We'll throw in a quick picture of what we planted. We did 12 different varieties of the peppers and the tomatoes.
Yeah, we did. I think we did 6 of each seed, of each different type, hoping they germinate well. And then we did the same thing down here with peppers. And again, we just did these yesterday, so no germination yet. But we're going to keep you guys posted on here. And if you see, this plastic is catching a lot of this moisture that's coming down here. So this is going to work out really great for us. It was a perfect plan designed by me. All right. Okay, so we'll go over to the counter and show you our map of our garden that we've drawn up, and show you how our raised beds are going to be.
We hope it will look like this spring and summer.
There's a lot of aspirations, but it all depends on just the money and how it comes out. Right. So far, everything's been really, really cheap, and I'll explain that too once we go outside.
Our plan is 20 raised beds with some vertical gardening. We want to do the hog panel. What do you call them? Arches?
Arches, yeah, archways.
And so we'll show you the layout and what we have planned and kind of what we're planning to grow. And We may add to it because we have some empty spots still, so 20 beds is a lot to fill up, I found, once we were planning it out, so.
Yeah, but we've got lots that we still want to plant that we obviously haven't, you know, so, but we'll see how it all goes. So let's go over the counter.
All right, so here is a rough draft of our garden. Our garden is approximately 38 feet by 50 feet. These beds that we are making are 6.5 foot long and 3 feet wide. So you can kind of see we're trying with the square foot gardening, and you know, we've got the trellises in between some of the beds. We're gonna do onions and carrots and strawberries and beans, tomatoes. I think we have 4 beds just devoted to tomatoes alone, peppers and broccoli and lots of different squash varieties and cabbage, kohlrabi. When we bought our house, we had a pretty well established asparagus patch that runs right through the garden. We are keeping that there. We love asparagus. So that will be there. And then this part of the garden, when we moved here, there was strawberry patches in there. And I think that they had run their time. We did not get hardly any strawberries this summer. So we just decided to till those under. And we are going to plant our potatoes and sweet potatoes over there. We do have 2 other long gardens as well. So this is kind of our rough draft plan. And we will take you outside and kind of show you this space as well. So now that you have an idea of what our garden will look like when it's all said and done, we do have 2 other garden spaces out there. They're about 40 feet long?
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe
30 to 40 feet long, and about
4 or 5
feet wide. Last year we did our squash and cucumber in one of them, and the other one has raspberries, which we haven't decided yet if we're gonna move those. Or do something different there.
Yeah, where we live here in Michigan, I mean, if you want berries, you just go along the road and you pick them anywhere you want.
Everywhere.
And to dedicate a spot in my yard for raspberries, I don't know if I really want to do that. They really need cleaned out and thinned out, I think, to have a better crop. So we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
But on our garden, we're also going to put a perimeter fence all the way around. Our backyard is fenced in for our dogs, and it's 12 o'clock here.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually have a fence for our garden too, and along the top rail of the fence, I want to do boxes for different herbs and things like that, and different flowers and all that kind of stuff. So we're hoping that we can get all that accomplished this year. It's a lot,
Yep.
but you know, if you don't jump in, it doesn't happen.
Right. And we have 8 of the 20 beds built already. I say we, but it's him. I still work full time, so he makes the beds in that while I'm working. But we have just, you know, we're Hodgepodge Homestead for a reason. We reuse, recycle, repurpose, and you know, we had a bunch of wood from someone's project that they were tearing down, and we have actually been able to make 8 beds so far out of the just wood we had laying around. And I think you said you'll be able to get a couple more.
I'm hoping I should be able to get 2 more. Yep, 2 more beds, and our beds are 6.5 feet long by 3 feet wide.
And how tall? 15 inches?
15 to 16 inches tall. Some of them I trimmed down to try to keep them all kind of the same.
And we lucked out this year when the tree trimming companies for the electric company were coming through and trimming trees. We got 4 huge mounds of mulch. So we will be using a lot of that to fill in those beds, as well as some other stuff, compost and leaves and things like that. Just to try to fill that in, because that's a lot of topsoil.
I did a lot of trimming on trees last year, just where I was putting in fencing, and they're all 2 inch, 3 inches around, and I've got them all in a big stack. I was basically gonna let them dry and cut them and use them for firewood kindling starter. But I think what I'm gonna do is take all those and actually put those in the bottom of these boxes also. That and all the scrap wood that I'm accumulating, the little 4 or 3 inch pieces or whatever. Those are all going to go in there too, and leaves and everything else. So it should work out pretty well.
Yeah.
And we're also going to use a lot of the mulch for our pathways.
Yes.
We've done the no-till gardening before, where we laid cardboard down, put 3 or 4 inches of mulch on top of that, the tree bark stuff, that, you know, chopped up trees. And after a torrential downpour, you could go to the garden in Crocs and come back in the house and not have any mud.
We
It
love
was
our
great.
Crocs.
Yeah, I'm a Croc lover.
We love our Crocs. We wear Crocs all year round. In fact, we're both
Yeah,
in
we're both
Crocs
wearing them
right now.
We'll have boots on outside now
Yeah,
because it's the thawing
Everything's
season.
mushy,
and-
wet, gross
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, we are always out in the garden in our Crocs, especially at our old house. This one, not so much because it's all dirt still. So once we get those mulch paths done, it'll be really nice, and I'm excited. I have some flower ideas that I want to do. I just ordered the mammoth sunflowers from My Gardener, and then I have some other varieties and some zinnias and all different kinds of flowers that I've been holding on to for a while. So
Yeah. We're hoping to do a lot of trellis gardening this year also.
vertical.
Yeah, the vertical type, you know, over trellises, and we just have to go get all the cattle panels, but we're also doing a cattle panel greenhouse outside. So that's a project that's in the works. And again, all that lumber was free too. You know, they're 2x12s that were, some of them were from tear down here in the house, and the other ones were part of another project somebody else was tearing down. So we got lucky and got that stuff. So
Yeah, we our house is an old schoolhouse. If you haven't seen our previous video, we've done some remodel on this big room in our main bathroom. The rest of the house still had the old drop tile ceilings, so we've tore those out. It's a project in the works right now. We'll show that once it's done, but a lot of the lumber that was used in that is being put to use for other things, building more walls and things like that. So definitely repurposing.
yep,
So
all we can, 2x4s, 1x.
all of it.
I don't throw much away.
He doesn't throw anything away. Don't let
But
him.
hey,
fool
when you need it and I can go out and find it, that is a great thing.
As much as I gripe about it, I am often pleasantly surprised when I'm like, oh, I wish I had this piece of wood for this project, and he's like, oh, I have that, let me go grab it. So it definitely is nice when, you know, even though I complain about him keeping everything. So
It's an organized junk pile now, though.
yeah. Our boots on?
Yep, we're gonna get our
and-
boots on, some coats. We're gonna go outside and show you our plants.
All right.
Okay, so here we are. Our house is that way. This is our backyard, and this faces west, just to give you guys a little bit of direction here. Right here is our greenhouse that we're gonna build. Now, mind you, it's only 10 foot long by 8 foot wide, but so far, this was all free. That makes a big difference. So we don't need a big space. If we do need a big space, we can always extend it, you know, mid-season or next year if we have to. But I'm gonna do a cattle panel hoop house with 6 mil plastic over the top. I'm gonna have a big 4-foot square window in the back.
Unless we win the greenhouse that the Living Traditions is giving
Yeah,
away.
Living Traditions is giving away a beautiful greenhouse from Growing
Solutions.
Solutions.
Garden
Grower
Solutions.
Growersolutions.
Growersolutions.com.
And hopefully, I mean, I've got plenty of room for that big old greenhouse, and I would love it. Anyway, we're gonna cut this out, so this will be a doorway right here, and this should work out great for us. If not, like I said, we can make it larger in the future. And if you look right behind it, that's one of our other beds where we did our squash and zucchini and cucumbers last year.
We have
I've
garlic.
got garlic on the end of it this year. And then over here behind Heather is the raspberry beds. That, again, I just threw the leaves up in there last fall.
Right there.
Yep. So we'll go over to the garden. We have to really look for things on the ground because they didn't do a great job doing that job this winter with all the dogs.
Landmines.
We've got 2 dogs and our son has a dog, so.
And they're not little dogs.
No, they're both labs. Ours are labs. But anyway, so here's our garden. What you can see of it through the camera. These are the beds that I built right here. Again, they're 6.5 feet long by 3 feet wide. I think that's going to be terrific. We're going to have 4 in a row. And I got like all these big 6x6 posts right here, those are all free. I got those from a project a guy was working on. He said, hey, if you want them, come get them. So they're going to be my corner posts. We're going to have our entryway to the garden is going to be right here. And then this is an old garden shed I built for Heather years ago. Just hold some tools.
It's not going to stay there.
No, it's going to get moved. But again, we're going to have a real nice fence all the way around this. And I'll actually walk to the end of the garden.
Oh, front, you want me to stay here?
Yeah. So this is the other corner of the garden.
And that is the other corner of the garden in case you did not hear him. We'll show you the asparagus patch as well. Boy, them girls are vocal today.
Yeah, they think they probably want out. So this is our asparagus patch. It runs almost the whole, well, it runs the whole width of the garden. This was here when we bought the place, so that was absolutely great. I've never had asparagus on my own property, so we took advantage of it last year, and that was great. But as you see, that wood right there and the wood leaning against
the compost
pile over there. There's several 2x6s on those. Those were actually a ramp that went onto our back porch.
A wheelchair ramp.
Yeah, a wheelchair ramp for the people who lived here before us. So I took that off, and I'll be using some of that lumber for other raised beds. So the garden, I mean, for still being February, number one, it's an absolutely beautiful day today.
Gorgeous. Like 50, I think it's going to be 55 today, which is wonderful.
Now, those of you who live in Michigan know that we could have a whole lot of winter left.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the garden, I mean, I'm enjoying building these boxes. Like I said, so far they've pretty much all been free except for the price of screws, which is terrible. Hope you don't see this, Bob. But anyway, we've got a couple rolls of fencing that we can use for around the garden, and I mean, I'm gonna have to buy some lumber for the garden, the top rails and stuff. I just don't want it to be like fencing. You know, I want it to look real nice. I want it to have wooden structure and stuff like that. We're also gonna we're gonna stifle the dogs from this part of the yard because we want to have nice like trails from our door to the garden and to
with the mulch.
Yeah, with mulch, you know, and from the greenhouse to the garden, from the other garden beds to this garden, and my dogs will dig
all of it
into everything. If there was a square foot of grass in a parking lot, they would dig that grass up.
Yep.
So we're going to actually fence them off within this fence.
So they'll have their own good-sized dog yard.
Yeah, they're still going to have plenty of room, but number one, we won't have to worry about all the patties we miss on the ground and stuff like that. So it'll be easier to keep track of that too.
Yeah, it'll be easier to clean up after them when it's in a more contained area. So
yeah. But so anyway, I know this is real vague on what you're seeing right now, but as we progress and as we get more things done, like once this snow is all gone and I can start getting posts in the ground, we can really start getting the border of our garden established, and then start moving these beds into nice straight rows, even Steven, that kind of stuff.
yes.
And we're both super excited and can't wait for the upcoming garden season, and especially take you guys along and show you what we're doing. Now granted,
Hopefully we succeed.
right, Heather and I, we are not master gardeners. We are not, we don't have any schooling on this. It's just what we love to do, and we just want to take you guys along and show you what we're doing, how we're doing it,
And learn with us.
Yeah, we're learning along the way too. If you don't learn every year you garden, you're doing something wrong.
Yep.
You know, we're going to take you guys on every step of the way. From, you know, we're not going to show you planting all of our seeds because, like I said,
we have nothing to teach there.
we have nothing to teach there. We're just doing what we're doing and hoping it works.
Right.
We're being taught as we're going along is what I'm trying to say. So, but we will show you our mistakes. We will show you our successes, and hopefully you guys can learn right along with us. So, I guess we're going to cut her short here.
Yep. I think we're done.
Yep. I think we're done too. So, you know how we always say here at the Hodgepodge Homestead, We love getting our gardens ready in spring.
You
guys should too.
Bye.
See you later.